ABC 7 News at 6. The Panhandle Spirit starts now.
I think our community is doing a good job of testing liberally. Certainly, when we compare those numbers to other cities in the state, as we've all said previously, please remember to stay home, and if you have to get out in the community, to use a mask. So this is being a good citizen. This is to help protect your neighbor in case you may be infected and not know it.
First tonight at 6, keep your mouth covered. That's the message today from the city of Amarillo during this morning's news conference on how it's combating the virus in our area. Officials still recommend wearing a face mask in public, though it is not required just yet. Updated numbers came in today on the COVID-19 infections. City says there are a total of 172 confirmed cases in Amarillo. There are more than 200 cases in the Panhandle area. The city also gave more specifics on the demographics of those who have tested positive in Amarillo. Currently, 51% are white, 37% Hispanic, 6% African American, 6% Asian. The city is also confirming 20 recoveries in the Amarillo area. And the very first patient to be treated for COVID-19 at Northwest Texas Hospital got to go home today. The staff at the hospital celebrated this patient's recovery by lining the hall to applaud him on his way out. He spent time in the ICU during his fight with the virus.
My family, we prayed together every night. We set up a chat room and we prayed at 9 o'clock every night. And there was some really low times, some really dark times, but praise God, I made it through.
And Northwest says right now it is treating 14 people for COVID-19 in their hospital. More money from Washington will be funneled to cities across Texas to help with the cost of the outbreak. Governor Greg Abbott announced today that $38 million in grants will be available through the state's public safety office. The money can be used in a variety of ways, from personal protective gear for staff members to medical needs of inmates in local jails. Food processing plants across the country have shut down because of widespread infection among their workers. Now, that has not happened in our area, but a worker at Seaboard Foods in Guyman tested positive for COVID-19 on Monday. Some shoppers are concerned it could lead to a shortage of meat in the stores, and they want assurances that the food is safe to eat. ABC 7's Corbin Bogus has more.
Smithfield Foods processing plant in South Dakota was responsible for more than 4% of the United States pork products. They were recently shut down and now have 518 confirmed cases of the coronavirus. AgriLife assistant professor and market economist Justin Benavidez says that even though 4% of the pork market is now gone, the industry itself is very resilient.
The hog industry in particular is fairly well structured. Most of the people who are raising finishing hogs have a contract with their end user, so most of Seaboard's hogs are typically raised by a Seaboard farm.
This means that production in Guyman will continue, thus providing food for the High Plains, but you may see the stocking of that food slow down.
If that Smithfield plant was supplying a lot of a specific cut, or nationwide distributing one product, we might be seeing less of that product at this point in time, but we're not in like a food scarcity issue.
Local consumers have expressed concern about processing plants being a source for the virus to be transmitted through food. The Food and Drug Administration says, though, that this is not a concern, and I quote, "Currently there is no evidence of food containers, or food packaging being associated with the transmission of COVID-19. Despite those assurances, additional precautions at Seaboard Foods have been taken, such as increasing the janitorial staff by 10%, providing more thorough cleaning of workstations and equipment, additional screenings of vendors and suppliers, and additional wash stations in the facility. This is to provide as clean of a work environment as possible for the employees." Corbin Bogus, ABC 7 News.
And Seaboard Foods also told ABC7 it is providing additional employee benefits, such as 2 weeks of paid leave if a worker or family member in their household tests positive, supplemental pay, additional health insurance for COVID-19, and an absence forgiveness plan if an employee stays home because of COVID-19 symptoms. We're going to set our COVID-19 coverage aside for just a moment. We're going to tell you about an Amarillo business that's giving back during this pandemic. But first, let's take a look outside with Steve Kerr to see if we can expect more of these sunny skies, Steve.
Yeah, I think we will. Tomorrow is going to be just as sunny as today, a little bit warmer too, and breezy as well. It is still April Hill across the high plains after all. Let's take a look at our BCL sky cams. On the left-hand side of the picture, we've got Canadian, the Mesa View Retirement Center. Beautiful shot of the Mesa's west of the city of Canadian. And in Dalhart there at the press box of the high school, looking off toward the north and northeast. Our weather headlines for tonight: skies going to be clear, not quite as cold tonight as previous nights, thankfully, which we had 3 hard freezes in a row. Sunny, breezy, and warmer tomorrow, then strong winds Thursday night as a strong cold front blasts through, so it's going to be cooler Friday, and then a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms for both Saturday and Sunday. Your out-the-door forecast for tonight: 55 at 9 o'clock with clear skies and mostly sunny skies tomorrow morning with a low of 39. That's a quick check your weather. 7-day forecast heading your way in about 13 minutes. David?
Thanks, Steve. Happening today, Family Medicine Centers and BSA Care Express Urgent is now offering virtual video office visits. The provider said this will ensure patients can both see physicians who are familiar with them and their medical histories while also staying safe and continuing to practice social distancing. Care Express says you can visit its website to access the virtual clinic. Family Medicine says you can call and request a video office visit. Giving back in the Panhandle spirit, Little Caesars is now participating in a program where first responders are being fed for free. One store here in Amarillo is providing as many as 40 pizzas this week to the Amarillo Police and Fire Departments as part of the Pay It Forward program. This program is scheduled to run for 2 weeks, but it may be extended depending upon demand. One supervisor says it is a great way to say thank you to the men and women who are face to face with the coronavirus pandemic.
Well, it's a way for us locally to give back. Our first responders are really important. They do a lot for us. That's who we call when we ever need anything, and right now they're definitely on the front lines, in contact with those people. So it's a way for us to give back. And we also have a program to where when you order your pizza online, you can actually donate a pizza to the first responders. If people in our community want to help them out, they can help them out through us.
And if you want to donate, you can use the Little Caesars app or order online. When we come back here on ABC 7 News at 6. Can't get a hair appointment? Clients aren't the only ones worried when salon services will reopen. A look at the financial pressure the shelter-in-place order is putting on salon owners and employees. Plus, politicians tossing out politics when it comes to combating coronavirus. Find out some new regulations they're following and when some places hope to reopen.